well. I'm going to show you a few rigs that I use out in the Minnicare for snapper fishing. First one up is a basic ledger rig. Secondly is going to be a 2-hook running rig. I use that for a big bait. 2 hooks there. We use the Octopus. They were 8 bar, I think. And the other one is just a simple straight on rig with a circle rehook curve. It's a Gamakatsu 8 bar as well. So I'm not too fussy on my knots. I'll tie up a ledger rig first. When I tie these up, I get a full length there. That's about, I don't know, 750 mils. Double it up. Then I'll get a nice backbone, and I will just do a granny knot 3 times. The reason I do that, you can tie them a little bit better than that, but at the end of the day, at the end of the fishing thing, I usually just throw away the traces, because if they get a bit chewed up by snapper, you don't want a weak link in your chain. So, and at the bottom of that, just a single granny hook. I'll bite the tag end of that, get that nice and tight. What I also like to do, just trim off those tag ends. If you get those tag ends in there, they can actually hook up into another line. You end up with tangles. Another granny at the other end of that. So that's going to go onto a snap swivel. Pull that up, and then I'll just steal this reef hook, reef sinker. So it just goes through there. And then I'll grab one of these recurve hooks for the yarn that comes off. Now with these recurve hooks, when you double it up, when you put your hook in, you always go through the front of the thing. If you put it through the back, it doesn't sit right, and it actually does the opposite of what a recurve is supposed to do, and you probably won't catch a hell of a lot. Through there like that, and that just sits like that. That's basically it. That's just your basic ledger rig there. Yeah, there you go. Now I'll do these the 2-hook straight on sets. Now with these I use a Octopus hook. They also tie up with a what's known as a Snell rig. So I just put that through there once, through the front of the eye. Then I just wrap that around the shank 4, 5, 6 times. Then I come back up through the back of the hook and pull that up tight. Now on these ones here, they are known to slip a little bit. So I've got a tag in there, it's about 3 centimetres long. I'll leave that on me. That way, if it does start to slip, it'll work its way back up there, and by the time it catches, there's still a lot there, so it's not going to slip off. Once you put a bait on there, big hungry snapper, it's not going to worry about that. He's just after the food. So with the second hook, I'll just thread it through, up through the back, run that back down. A lot of people just, they can use it to slide up and down freely, up and down the hook. I like to fix mine. There's a reason behind that. I'll just wrap that on there. 4, 5, 6, 7. Back up through the back of the eye. Oops, if I can see. There we go. Now the reason I fix that second hook up is when I put a sinker on there. This is a 3-ounce bean sinker. I'm going to use a whole fish in that, like a bullet tuna, perhaps a butterfly Jack Mac, or even just to fill it off a carwai. So the reason this hook here is going to be fixed is because all the weight of that bait is going to be on that hook there, and that hook there can just fit in snugly just around the bait there, and it doesn't really matter because that hook there is actually going to hold the bait nice and straight so it doesn't flop around. Where do I start? Okay, 2 hook straight on rig, 3 ounce sinker on, bean sinker on top of that. I'll have a whole fish on there, probably a bullet tuna or pilchard mackerel. I'll probably rig that backwards. I'll actually have the tail up here. I can actually slide that up, and with the tail of the fish up here I can actually do a half hitch and just secure that on there to just make it all nice and streamlined. Yeah. The final rig, I'm just going to tie up my normal straight line rig using a 8-bar circle hook there. Another knot, I'll just do the old granny. Up through there once. Grab that tag end, put it tight, trim that tag end off. Again through the front of the hook. Just like that. And if I'm feeling a bit fancy, I can put a couple of beads on here. And that'll just cushion the sinker onto the knot so it doesn't crash into the knot. A lot of people say that your sinker bouncing onto your knot actually weakens the knot. I'm not so sure about that. Even though that's a little bit off the top of the hook, that's still fine. When you got your fish, when you got your bait back in the current like that, that's going to sit like that anyway, nice and free, and that can actually move up and down if you get a little bit of slack water. But yeah. So with this straight on with the recurve hook on there, I'll use a half a bullet tuna on there, and I'll just put the old hook through the eyes, and the whole fish will be down there. There'll only be a small chunk of fish in there, and that way when the fish comes along, eats it, he eats a whole lot. You're not choking the gate there, so that hook is nice exposed, and boom, Bob's your auntie. G'day everyone, we're going to do the draw now for the lighting of the big snapper fishing on the Manukau. Big thanks to Chris from BCS Enterprises and also Daniel Miller from DKM. They've got a bit of a prize pack for one lucky person. So I'll get my lovely assistant to hand over the collection and I'll draw a name out. Right, one lucky person, and we have got Jason Smith. So Jason Smith, you'll be getting a prize pack, so I'll be in contact with you very shortly, and we'll sort it out to get that out to you. So we're going to be having another draw on this video from BCS Enterprises, Chris. He's going to be supplying a whole bunch of goodies, including some Gamakatsu hooks, and you know how I like my Gamakatsu hooks. Yeah, so make sure you give BCS Enterprises a bit of a like, and you go in the draw. And Bob's your auntie.